Greetings, Africans, Sanbonani. I hope everyone is well. Okay, guys, on this video, we'll be talking about the importance of why the SA government has to save the drip footwear. Right? I hope most of you guys have seen or have read or heard that the drip footwear is undergoing forced liquidation, right? It is undergoing forced liquidation because it can no longer meet its financial commitments, right? Meaning, as much as maybe the business is making money, but it's not making enough for it to be able to meet its commitments. So now it is undergoing the forced liquidation. So we say the government has to save this for a number of reasons, but one of the reasons is that this is a brainchild of an African child, right? It is a company. Drip Footwear is a company that any proud black person, let me put this, any self-loving black person should be proud of companies such as Drip, Batu, and others. Because you see what Drip Footwear did, or the owner, the founder, which is Likau Sehwana. What Likau Sehwana did is to go into a sector of the economy that is reserved only for white people. Not just white people, but multinationals, right? Meaning companies, your Nike, your Adidas, your Puma, all of them, right? So Likau Lehana had the bravery, the vision, the tenacity, right, to go into that sector, swim amongst the sharks by establishing the Drip Footwear, right? So now that the company is undergoing financial difficulties to an extent that now it is being liquidated. Any proud black government, right? Any government that is led by black people, any government that is led by black people who claim to be about transformation, to be about the empowerment of the previously disadvantaged, which is our natives, will not think twice, will not hesitate or wait for an invitation to come and save a company such as Drip Footwear, right? Because having companies such as Drip Footwear, it inspires black people. It tells people, it says to black people, you've got it within you. Remember where we're coming from. Colonialism, apartheid. What that system did, it was to entrench the inferiority complex amongst natives, amongst black people. To say, black people, you are not good enough, right? So stories such as the Drip Footwear are stories that serve, right? That serve to defeat the narrative that says black people are not enough, that black people are not good enough, that black people are not capable, right? So when such companies or initiatives face difficulties, it is the responsibility of a government that is voted in majority by black people, right? Leave that now, it's not a genuine all of that, but the fact remains that the government is still led by the ANC as a majority party within that so-called GNU setup, right? So it becomes the responsibility of the government. And before any of you backward thinking or self-hating black people say anything or claim that is favoritism and all of that, that's nonsense. Do you know how the Afrikaner got so rich? Even before we go to the Afrikaner, the English, the British, right? They got rich because they were building these initiatives And each time when the initiatives failed, the government of that particular time intervened to save those institutions. Because the governments of that particular time, they understood the vision that you need to build these companies to empower your own people. Because remember, when we're talking about the drip footwear, we're not just talking about Likau Liwana and his family. We are talking about families, that for people who work for drip footwear through the value chain, right? Those people, when the company is facing liquidation and the government is not coming in to bail out that company, meaning those people are now without jobs. Those families have got nothing to eat. They've got no income to take care of their own families. Yet we are confronted with a challenge of unemployment in South Africa. But we still allow such initiatives to go to waste. Right? So going back to the point that the British, now even the African, that's how they built their wealth. They started companies. When those companies were confronted with financial difficulties, the government intervened to bail out those companies. Go and read up on the story of Toyota. How many times Toyota failed? But the Japanese government stood behind the initiative. Right now, Toyota is a respected brand world across. Had the government given up on that initiative, then we will not be having Toyota as we have it today. So hence the government has got that responsibility. I mean, how many times has the government been saving the state-owned companies? We can mention them. How many state-owned companies that have been bleeding money, but government kept on bailing them out on the premise of saving jobs. So why can they not do the same with a company that is started by a black person? A company that has become a pride for black people. To say we can inspire even the future generations. To say whenever you are told as a native, as an African, you are told, oh, no, you are not adequate. You are not good enough. At least we can be able to show companies that, no, but you've got companies such as Drip Footwear. Right. How many times the likes of African Bank have been bailed out? How much money have been lost in those companies? You see. So that's how you build confidence within the natives. That you encourage them to start such initiatives. Initiatives that have gone even to employ people.